Hey guys, it's Ivory. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm trying out a bunch of new high-end and luxury products. And when I say new, I mean new to me. These products have been around for a while, but I haven't been able to use them. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I don't really like first impressions alone, just because I have very oily and problematic skin. So I need to know how it's gonna look initially, as well as how it wears throughout the day. So not only will I be demoing the makeup for you and showing you how it applies, but I will also be checking in throughout the day to show you how it wears. This was the look that I was able to create with all of the new products that I tried. So if you would like to see how I created this look, then please keep on watching. For eyes, I'm starting off with the Smashbox eyeshadow trio. It has your transition shade, something to darken out the outer V, and then you have something to brighten up and highlight. They are all mattes, and these are actually pretty good for like even filling out your brows and maybe even a contour shade if this is the right shade for you. All right, using a small fluffy brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics. It's the number 9 brush. And I'm not gonna pick up a lot because a little goes a long way. And I'm gonna keep this pretty low. So I'm gonna keep this in the socket of my eye as well as in the outer V. And I'm just gonna go back and forth and really deepen this up. I just realized this is not only a full face of luxury products. Also, a lot of these are sample sizes or travel sizes because I ordered something on Sephora and I had points, so I bought some stuff, and then they had a promotion to get more free makeup. And then, you know, when you order something on Sephora online, you get 2 free samples. So pretty much other than this one, everything else is gonna be a sample. All right, and then using this brush, it's like in between a fluffy brush and a dense shader brush because it is flatter on one side. It's not completely round like a typical fluffy brush, but I'm gonna take this brush. It's the number 8 brush from BH Cosmetics, and I'm gonna go in with this ashy brown. And with this shade, I'm just gonna blend out that dark brown. All right, next for the lid, I'm going all over with the Nomad Nordic Lights Intense eyeshadow. I think this is the shade Stockholm, but I'm not 100% sure, but I will link it in the description box below. And with a wet, dense shader brush, I'm just gonna apply this to the entire lid. And this is gonna be our base because as you can see, I do add glitter, but the glitter is separated, so you just wanna have a shadow underneath. And then for the sparkle, I'm going in with the Cult Cosmetics Loose Glitter. This is in the shade Sapphire. Cult Cosmetics technically is not a luxury brand, but I ordered a bunch of their loose glitters and I'm really liking them. I'm trying to do more festive looks for you for December. So this is like my wintry, icy type of look. All right, I went ahead and added a wing off of camera just because it is not a new product. I went ahead and added some glitter glue to my brow bone, and I'm gonna add another loose glitter. This is also from Cult Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Love. It is this really pretty gold, and with this tiny shader brush, I'm just gonna grab some and apply it. With these glitters, you are gonna wanna do your eyes first just because a lot of it is gonna fall down. If you have foundation, it will stick. So do your eyes first, and then you can wipe away all the glitter. We're gonna move on to our base. So I'm first going in with the Dr. Jart Tiger Grass Camo Drops. This is supposed to neutralize redness and ignite skin's glow, as well as soothe and energize sensitive skin. So basically, it's kind of like a color corrector. It's supposed to even your skin tone. It says after moisturizer, add 2 to 3 drops. Oh, it's green and it's very liquidy. I'm gonna apply it to only one side to see if it does even out my skin tone because I do have a lot of redness from my acne. It's supposed to turn beige after a couple seconds. Okay, so it did turn beige. I don't really feel like it did anything though. Can you tell a difference? No, right? It still looks the same. I've never used a color corrector or something to even out my skin tone. I just get a full coverage foundation and that usually does the job. I don't think this really, I don't know, what do you think? I don't think it did anything. I'm gonna pass on that. For primer, I'm going in with the Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. It looks like this when it comes out. Oh, interesting. It has a silicone type of feel, but it's in between a moisturizer and a silicone primer. I really don't ever use hydrating primers just because I have very oily skin and I use a moisturizer before I put on my makeup, and a lot of moisturizing primers don't have that silicone feel, which is something I kind of need. so that it blurs out my pores, but this one does. I definitely feel hydrated and moisturized, but I also feel like that really smooth things out. I'm digging this. So for foundation, I'm going in with the Makeup Forever HD foundation. Like I said, I got a bunch of samples. I think I'm in the shade Y315. Oh, nice. And when you actually peel it back, the foundation shows. You know how many times when I try to take a NyQuil or a DayQuil and I peel that pill back and the aluminum is still over the pill and I have to poke it and stab it to get my medicine? I've never had it open on a first try. Like, you'd think they'd be better at making it peel off better. All right, so this is Y315. I actually think this is pretty much a perfect shade for me. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. To blend this out, I'm gonna try using these silicone sponges. These have been out for a while. I got these from Burlington Coat Factory. I'm gonna try and just slather this around first and then blend it in. Even if you don't use this sponge for makeup, I have to tell you, touching this is so therapeutic. It's like a stress ball to me. So sometimes I'll be just at my vanity, and I haven't used this yet, but I'll just grab this and I'll just squeeze it and touch it because it's so comforting. I don't really like the way it's showing up. It's not great. I'm gonna try patting it instead and seeing if that helps. It doesn't. It looks weird. It's making my foundation look really splotchy. So this is a no-go. I'm gonna go ahead and use a sponge and dip into the product. This, I can tell, is a full coverage foundation. On a first impression alone, it's just okay to me. My nose looks a little bit textured and it's kind of collecting in my fine lines. So yeah, I'm not in love with this, but let's get the rest of the face going and see how it all comes together. For concealer, I'm going in with the Sephora Bright Future Gel Serum. It's supposed to be buildable coverage, does not settle into fine lines, and has pineapple extract to improve the appearance of skin texture. I'm gonna add a little bit and see how this builds up. I don't usually go for buildable concealers. I get full coverage ones. All right, so this is one layer under my under eye. It is pretty sheer to me on a first layer. If you are someone that needs a lot of coverage because you have like a lot of purple, I don't think this is gonna be very good for you. But if you don't have dark circles and you just want a little bit of coverage, I think this might be nice for you. Although I gotta say, it says that it's not supposed to settle in your fine lines and not create texture, but it doesn't look super great underneath. And I've spent quite a bit of time blending at this point. Yeah, it's just a mediocre concealer to me. Definitely not in love with it right now. I don't have a new powder. This is just my regular Coty Airspun. While my face is baking, I'm gonna go back in with this eyeshadow palette and use this to fill out my brows. I'm gonna start off with these two shades in the front, and then when I get to the tail end, I'm just gonna use only the dark shade. Before I started my channel, this is exactly how I would fill in my brows, because I don't really have bad brows anyways. But if you're on a budget and you just don't want to buy a brow product, get your contour shade and just fill in the sparse areas. It may not be perfect, but it does fill them in a little bit. All right, for the lower lash line, I'm gonna use this e.l.f. eyeliner brush, and I'm gonna go in with this blue shadow that was the base for our glitter. And I'm gonna use that to tight line my lower lash line. I went ahead and contoured and bronzed just because I don't have new products. For blush, I'm going in with the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush. This is in the shade Party. It is completely matte. As I'm building it up, as you can see, it's kind of just a natural blush on me. It's also supposed to last up to 12 hours. I don't think I'm keeping my makeup on for 12 hours, maybe 10. So we'll see how long this actually lasts. Right, let me quickly just carve these out. For my inner corner, I'm gonna go back in with this Separated Gold from Cult Cosmetics. I've been using this lately to really brighten up my inner corner, and I just think it looks so festive. For lips, I'm going in with the NARS Power Matte Pigment. This is in the shade American Woman. I have used this shade before, but I've had it for like 2 weeks, so it still counts as new. And lastly, for mascara, I'm going in with the YSL The Shock Mascara. This is what the brush looks like. It looks kind of like the Too Faced Better Than Sex wand because it tapers in the middle, like it has that hourglass type of brush. From what I read, I think this is a volumizing mascara. Wow, I actually really like this mascara. Hopefully from looking down, you can see the length difference. They look very long and very separated. The test is always my lower lower lashes because even if a mascara works really well, they smear easily and smudge. So I really hope that doesn't happen with this. The brush is, in my opinion, a little bit too big for me for my lower lashes. Like, it's very easy for me to bump them. But other than that, the mascara actually works really well. All right, this is the completed look. Let's do a really quick recap of how the products performed. The camo drops to color correct did nothing really. Primer was actually really nice. Foundation and concealer, mediocre, not loving it, but pulled together, it looks pretty nice. The blush does take some time to build up, not so much because it's a bad blush, but more so because I think that it's a little too light for me, so I really had to build it up. The eyeshadow trio was very good. A little bit goes a long way. The loose glitters as well as the single shadows, I like them a lot. The silicone sponges, great for a stress ball, bad for makeup application. They are so fun to touch, but not to apply makeup. And the lip product, I love it. The color is very flattering for me, great for a lot of different skin tones. It dries down completely matte and it does not transfer. So that is it for my first impressions. I will check in around the halfway point hopefully and give you an update as to how everything is wearing on my face. So I will see you in a little bit. All right guys, so it is now the 6-hour mark. I have not touched up whatsoever. This is what it looks like in its natural form. Without getting even close, I can see oil has come through. This is why I don't highlight. I start off matte, but after a couple hours, I will get that dew. So I get it for free. When we get up close, you can see that the blush is still there. It really hasn't faded that much. So I think it's doing a pretty good job. As far as the concealer, I don't really like this concealer. It has settled into my fine lines and it kind of just like ages me. And I felt that way about the foundation too. Like, even though it technically isn't bunching or separating too much, it just kind of looks worn on me already. Like, as soon as I applied it, it already looked like I had been wearing it for 2 or 3 hours already. Like, it just didn't make me look fresh. My nose and my chin are quite textured from the foundation. It really just picks up on all my imperfections. The lip product has faded. I do like that product. Even though it faded, I don't really mind, just because lip products are kind of the first to go when you eat and drink coffee and stuff like that. So usually with my lip products, I will bring them in my purse or something like that to retouch up. The shadows are holding on. They're still there and they're doing well. The mascara, I am surprised. It is not smearing. It still looks very good. Sometimes with my mascara, it flakes and it ends up collecting under my eyes, and that's not happening right now. So overall, I think my eye products as well as my cheeks are okay. Everything else, it's not the hottest. So that is it for this update. I'm gonna keep this on for another 4 hours and then I'll be back to give you my final thoughts. All right guys, so it is officially the 10-hour mark. I'm so excited to take this off. Look how oily I am. It is so gross. I have not touched up whatsoever, so this is just what it looks like as time wears on. So the blush is still intact. I don't think it really faded. I do have a problem with blushes fading on me, but I feel like it held up pretty well. The eye products are doing great. The eyeshadow looks about the same. The glitter is holding on. And even the mascara, it hasn't smudged on my lower lash line. I do think that the brush is still a little bit too big for my liking, but it did lengthen and separate. So the formula itself is quite nice. The foundation, you can see I'm just so shiny. It is starting to break up around my chin area, and from the beginning it was collecting and settling in my fine lines. It actually hasn't done much since then. Like, it didn't get worse. Like, there's something about this foundation that just didn't sit well with me from the beginning. I didn't really like the way it looks from the beginning. I just feel like it looks really worn. Like I said, I have not touched up, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some blotting sheets, and I'm gonna go ahead and, oh my god, so much. So I went ahead and blotted. There was a lot of oil. So I am nice and matte again. It did transfer, so there is not a lot of foundation on my chin. With the foundations that I really like, when I blot or when I touch up, I typically don't get this splotchiness. I'm getting it a little bit with this foundation, but it's actually quite mild. You know what I think it is that's throwing me off? It's my under eyes. My under eyes look so bad where the concealer is, and like this area just really ages me. So that's like what I'm focusing on. So the concealer is no good. I hate it. But I still stand by what I said at the beginning. The foundation is mediocre. I know a lot of people like this foundation. Okay, so let's do like a quick recap of all the products that I think went really well. The primer was really great. I think the whole eye look held up pretty well. The blush is pretty good. What went meh is the foundation. I really didn't like the way it sat on my face from the beginning. Since then, it's just okay. Definitely for someone that has either dry or combination skin, but I don't think for oily skin this is for you. Also mediocre was the lip product. You are gonna have to touch it up throughout the day if you are eating and wiping your mouth and drinking and all that. So that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post new videos every Wednesdays and Sundays and post occasional bonus videos throughout the week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!